What if the boundary between our dreams and reality could be blurred, allowing us to explore the limitless potential of our subconscious minds? Well, today I'm excited to be speaking with Michael Raduga, founder of REMspace. And his pioneering work in lucid dreaming aims to merge dream and physical realities. So I want to learn more about his personal journey, the groundbreaking self-experiment that led to direct brain stimulation during REM sleep, and the vast possibilities that this technology could hold for things like therapy, education, and beyond. And understand how close we are to a future where our dreams are not just figments of our imagination, but fully immersive experiences. Reaching listeners in 165 countries every day is testament to the unwavering support of you, my listeners, and our sponsors, without whom this podcast just simply wouldn't be possible. And it also gives me a chance to talk about the fact that legacy DRM failed to securely enable external collaboration, especially on sensitive files, and how every organisation faces this risk-trust contradiction where they can share content with untrusted third parties, yet expected to protect that data. So it's time for something more modern, a DRM solution that solves that dilemma without compromising security or productivity. And you can do all that with a company called Kiteworks that will enable you to say goodbye to deployment headaches, file transfer risk, collaboration barriers, and productivity constraints, so you can experience a more modern way to collaborate on sensitive content without sacrificing control or security. Please visit kiteworks.com to get started today. That's kiteworks.com to get started today. Now is the moment you've really been waiting for. It's time to get today's guest on. So buckle up and hold on tight, because no matter where you are in the world, I'm going to be beaming your ears all the way to San Francisco, where Michael's waiting to share his inspiring story. So a massive warm welcome to the show, Michael. Can you tell everyone listening a little about who you are and what you do?
Thank you for having me on your podcast, Neil. I'm Michael Raduga. I'm the CEO of REMspace. It's a company, startup located in Silicon Valley. And basically, we are trying to merge two realities together, dreams and physical reality. We develop technologies related to REM sleep and conduct studies about the same topic as well.
Well, it's a huge pleasure to have you join me today, Michael, because there's so many different reasons I was excited to get you on here. I'm going to give you way too much information than you need here, but I'm a big dreamer, okay? Yeah. And I can go to the toilet in the middle of the night, and I can go back into bed and get straight back into that dream. So when I was hearing about the work that you were doing, especially around lucid dreaming and all that, you tick all the boxes for me. So can you, just to set the scene, share the vision and inspiration behind REMspace, and what led you to pursue such groundbreaking research in lucid dreaming and virtual reality? I feel there's got to be a great story here.
Yes, I'm pretty sure it will be a big story, because for me, it is inevitable future for humankind, because when we conquest dreams, when we control them, it means that humanity will be able to live into worlds, physical one and in unlimited one in dreams. And I knew this when I was a kid, because when I was a teenager, I experienced sleep paralysis, out-of-body experience, lucid dreams. It's all the same, but it looks different. People think that lucid dreams and sleep paralysis are different, but in reality, they have the same physiological nature. And so when I was a teenager and I started experience those things, I was so amazed by hyper reality of those sensations and unlimited abilities that I was shocked, and I knew that it is the future. And imagine myself, a kid in Siberia, being able to travel wherever I wanted and doing whatever I want in a hyper real reality without any limitations. So I knew that it would be something big. And I was amazed that in general, people had no idea about it. And that is why right now I'm here in Silicon Valley and trying to push this idea further as much as I can. And because I'm pretty sure that sooner or later we will combine our realities together by developing new technologies, and it's going to be a different world.
Wow, I've got a proper geek out on you because I am someone that can control my dreams as well. And my wife thinks I'm absolutely crazy. I've always thought I was a bit of a freak here, you know. But I mean, you took it a step further. Like you implanted a chip in your brain, which is an incredibly bold move. So can you walk me through the process, the rationale behind the experiment, and what have been the initial results and insights from doing this?
So the primary idea is simple. So you have had an experience with lucid dreams. Do you understand? So you know that to induce them, you have to do something special, or it happens spontaneously, but very rarely. So and currently, all technologies to induce lucid dreams, they don't work because they try to wake you. They try to send you signals when you are asleep, when you see dreams, but people just wake up because that's what happens when you see lights or hear sounds. And for many years, I had been dreaming to test the hypothesis that if we try to send signals directly into the dream space, I would perceive those signals in my dreams, and it would wake me. So I needed to test the hypothesis that if I send signals directly into dream world, in theory, I would perceive them, and it wouldn't lead to awakening. So that was an idea, because if it works, it means that we can develop technologies which will almost guarantee lucid dreams for people without any techniques, any methods, and so on. And of course, I didn't plan to do it by myself. It was just a critical situation. It's a different story. I just lost my laboratory and resources in Russia, but I didn't lose my determination to test this hypothesis. And while I was waiting for my green card in another country, I decided to do this because I knew that in the United States, just because of bureaucracy, I won't be able to do it very soon because it's a very complex procedure, as you may know. And so I did it. It was very hard. It took a few months of preparation, and it was very dangerous. Nobody should do this, of course. And but in the end, I was right. Then we had a full month of experiments, and I was sleeping with sensors, and one of my scientists were tracking REM sleep and sending signals directly into my brain when I was in REM sleep. And we saw two things. First, it didn't wake me because when you hear an alarm clock, you just wake up. It doesn't help you to become conscious in your dream, just wake up. But it appears that when we send signals directly into the dream world, it does not wake you up. So it means that you can sense any information in your dream world, visual, sensory, perception, just to let you know that you are in a dream world. And for example, the electrodes were placed on the motor cortex of my left hand. And for example, by stimulating it in wakefulness, my arms, my fingers moved a little bit. And the same thing happened in lucid dreams, in dreams. So when we were stimulating the same cortex, my arm in lucid dreams were reacting the same way as it happened in reality. So we demonstrated that we can send signals into dreams, and potentially in the future, very near future, just in a few months, there will be other studies. And it means that we can develop technologies to almost guarantee lucid dreams for anybody without knowing any techniques, methods. We can send signals and say, you're asleep. You can do anything. There's no boundaries. And that was the goal. And it was the most hardest experiment in my life, but it was successful. And right now, so first of all, you should understand that we were doing it not for publishing these results because it was impossible initially, because ethically it was not ideal, I would say. But I needed this just for our studies, just to understand what to do next. And right now here in the United States, I know what to do next, and that's why I needed to do it before arriving here.
Wow, it's just absolutely incredible. I'm curious. You can help people lucid dream, but what does lucid dreaming mean to you? Is it our minds just making sense of things as we sleep? Are there hidden meanings? What does this world mean to you? Because I know we all wake up having a dream of some sort, and we go to Google to try and Google, what does this dream mean if I have this dream? What does lucid dreaming mean to you?
First of all, you fully understand that you are in a dream and you can do whatever you want. So it's not about just vivid dreams or interesting dreams. No. For example, I see a lot of dreams every night, and they could be very vivid, but it's not about lucid dreams.
Yeah.
Lucid dreams, it's when you understand what's going on, and you know that you are asleep somewhere in reality. Now you're in a different dimension, dream world, and you can do whatever you want. So you don't continue a dream plot. You do whatever you would do if you knew that you are asleep and you're in a dream. And usually everything becomes more vivid. Sensations could overcome reality. Its quality, and you can do anything. Seeing other people, traveling. It's not about seeing and touching. It's about any kind of perceptions. For example, you can eat something tasty, and you can control taste. You can experience pain, pleasure. 50% of people try to experience something related to sexual experience because there's no limits so. That is why when we develop technologies which will allow people to experience it easily, everybody will use it because it gives you so many opportunities for any person. And that is why all we need to do is just to create better technologies to make it easier to induce lucid dreams, and everybody will use it because it is just a new reality where you are free of rules, physical limitations, and you can finally do whatever you want. And this is useful for anybody.
But to help people understand what we're talking about here, how does lucid dreaming have the potential to maybe replicate or even surpass experiences that they might already know, such as virtual reality is an obvious one? Do you think it can surpass even those experiences?
First of all, it's a different technology, and I'm pretty sure that virtual reality will exist by its own because it may be useful for different purposes. But when we talk about lucid dreams, it's a different story because, for example, virtual reality does not let you feel things, real touch, and you cannot eat things, experience taste, pain, pleasure. So mostly it's about visual perception, some kind of interacting. But when we talk about lucid dreams, the only thing that could be compared to lucid dreams is physical reality. So it is just another reality, but without limits. So you can do as much as you can do here in physical reality, plus anything that you can imagine. So in virtual reality, you just see things, can interact with them, but you cannot fully emerge in virtual reality.
And for the work that you're doing right now, what technological advancements and indeed innovations are you working on at REMspace to harness the power of lucid dreaming for practical applications? Anything you can share around what you're working on and what you want to bring to life here?
Oh, basically, we've been working in so many directions, including studies and developing new products for people to help them to induce lucid dreams. If we talk about studies, we have developed our new apparatus. For example, it helps us to speed up studies maybe 10 times because instead of inviting all the lucid dreamers in our laboratory, as we did previously, and as all laboratories do, they just invite experienced lucid dreamers in their laboratory because they have equipment. But we decided to develop an equipment and special equipment that we can send to people, to experienced practitioners, and connect to them via our servers, so we can remotely obtain data. We can remotely conduct studies, and it will allow us to speed up everything maybe 10 times more. Any studies we do. So I cannot share with you actual possibilities, what we can expect, but believe me, it could revolutionize anything. It is much more than you can expect. For example, right now we've been working on something that's you would never imagine that it is already possible. So I cannot share all the results, but just understand. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we were able to hear by our sensors what people say in lucid dreams. We were able to read melodies, so people were able to transfer melodies from dreams. We were able to connect to smart home from lucid dreams, so people from lucid dreams were able to control light, electrical kettle, and radio, for example, switch on and switch off from dreams.
Wow.
And we were able to do it 1-2 years ago. So if we were able to do this previously, you can imagine what we could work on right now, because it should be much more advanced. So, but I cannot talk about it because it's not guaranteed that we will achieve it, and I will look stupid because. So I better talk about things when we have achieved them.
Wow, it certainly sounds like we need to get you back on at regular intervals to see how things are progressing. But for everybody listening, what would you say are the potential benefits lucid dreams offer to them, especially around things like mental health and overall well-being? Yeah. Are there any benefits like that?
Yeah, of course. There are many studies about how lucid dreams could improve our life. And for example, the most easiest way how you can use lucid dreams to improve your life, it's psychology. Any psychological problems. For example, if you have some phobias, fears, and in lucid dreams, just by encountering deliberately, by your wish with your fears, for example, you're afraid of aliens or something like this, you can find them, see them there, and it helps a lot to reduce phobias in real life. And there are many studies on this topic. It's just one of the examples. But in general, people want to use it for these smart things, because in general, lucid dreams is about true freedom. And because right now, we all are in some sort of we're victims of physical limitations. We have so many dreams, so many desires, but to achieve some small things, we have to do so much sometimes, and we are limited. And people just, they even don't believe that there is something that may break all those obstacles. And that's our goal, just to create technologies and let people experience true freedom without limitations, achieving everything they would want to achieve.
And if we were to look many, many years into the future, how do you see this evolving? And how do you envision businesses and tech sectors to capitalize on some of these capabilities that you know about here that you can't share too much about around lucid dreaming in the near future? How do you see it all coming together for businesses in the tech industry?
It's quite easy. For example, everybody has phones right now. Everybody use the internet, and everybody will have a device with a button, and wherever you want, you just push the button, and there are no physical limits anymore. So, and because it's going to be, I'm talking about the button, which will allow to induce lucid dreams any moment. And it's not an easy achievement, but it is an inevitable thing. It will happen sooner or later. And because everybody will like to use it, this technology will exist, and this device will exist, and everybody will use it. And so imagine that everybody wants to buy a product, and it's going. So it will affect a lot many industries. And for example, it will, because people, instead of watching TV, instead of surfing the internet, they will spend more time in something else. So 100 years ago, we had just books, then radio, then the television, then internet, virtual reality, and it's going to be the next step, and it will be very widespread, and it's going to be normal to use these technologies. I think 10, 15 years for this button.
And the question I've got to ask, of course, is what are the ethical considerations and potential risks that you see in the realm of self-experimentation, neuro implants, and enhancing cognitive functions, and of course dream control? Is this something that you wrestle with as well?
If we talk about self-experimentation, of course, it's not ethical. You should avoid it, and only people who are devoted their life for something, like me, they are ready to risk their lives for something. They understand what they're doing. Maybe it's for them, but in general, you should avoid it by any means. In my case, I had to do this only because I lost all normal ways to do this. And it was an emergency situation for me, and I just had to do this. But of course, people should avoid it by any means. It's not a good idea. And if we talk about affecting consciousness by lucid dreams, by technologies related to this, first of all, once again, it is inevitable future. So if you're against this, even if there could be some obstacles and problems, these technologies will evolve anyways, and we need to focus on how to make it safer. Of course, there could be some issues, and because once again, it's a different reality with all its pros and cons. And I cannot say that it's a wonderful world where everything is perfect, is good. No. For example, imagine hacking dreams. Right now, people can hack your PC, hackers. But imagine the same thing with your dreams. Somebody could intrude them, affect them, and instead of pleasure, you could see some nightmares or something like this, and it will happen as well. And all we need to do is just to predict it in advance and try to solve problems like this before we encounter them.
And if Charlie Brooker is listening, I'm expecting an episode of Black Mirror in the near future based on our conversation. Yeah. But and looking to the future on the positive side of things, how do you see REMspace contributing to advancements in big areas like neuroscience, mental health, and what are the big milestones that you're aiming to achieve on this journey?
First of all, we need to conduct many studies, very basic studies, because you should understand that usually people are not motivated to invest so much time, power in resources and studies like this. And I think that REMspace, first of all, will contribute by conducting many studies which should be conducted, but nobody is motivated to do them because they are very, very complex. And so, first of all, we will conduct studies, then we will develop technologies, and those technologies could be used for different purposes. It's not just for entertaining people; it's also for education, for problem solving, like psychological problems and so on. So it will be used in many directions.
And a question I've got to ask, I saw an Elon Musk clip recently where he said that we're all on our smartphones all day, every day, but you never see a smartphone in a dream. And I've been looking for them since. Have you seen people on smartphones in dreams? Can we lay this myth to rest?
People see, or at least you can find it. In the lucid dream, you can easily find it. But people see smartphones in lucid dreams, in normal dreams. So I disagree with him.
I love that. And of course, we've talked about your career, how the success that you've had and everything that you're building here. But of course, none of us are able to achieve any degree of success without a little help along the way. So if you look back at your career and your life, is there anyone that's inspired you or you're grateful towards? Maybe they saw something in you, helped you get you where you are. Who would that be and why? And maybe we give them a little shout out to them.
You should understand that because I do something unusual, very unusual, and it's very hard to find support of some traditional supporters or sponsors, and only people who have experienced the same thing as I did, they understand what's going on, and as a result, I cannot thank a particular person, but I'd like to thank all lucid dreamers who have supported me so much that I'm here developing new technologies, a new company. It is only because of people, for example, like you, who understand what's going on, because you know it from your own experience. And people who don't know this, they just don't understand what's going on. And that is why mostly my success is built on people, on other people who have the same experience.
Absolutely love it. And for anyone listening wants to dig a little bit deeper on anything we talked about today, there's a passionate community of lucid dreamers out there as well. Anyone wanting to find out more information about you, your story, anything we talked about, how they can get involved and help, where would you like to point everyone listening?
I think that the easiest way is just to Google my name, Michael Raduga, website or social media. Well, usually we post our news and discoveries online. So just Google my name and you will find our website, our books and so on. They're free mostly.
Well, I will add links to everything there to the show notes so people can find you nice and easy. And you had me on the edge of my seat here, and that's not something I can say very often as someone that records so many episodes. But I just love the story behind this audacious experiment that puts humanity one step closer to where we can control and even invoke lucid dreaming, potentially revolutionizing advancements in everything from mental health, neuroscience, transcending VR, while also disrupting the market as well. And there's so much going on. I'd love to hear how things progress. So please stay in touch. Let me know how this evolves. But more than anything, thank you for sharing your incredible story with me today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, and thank you for your amazing questions.
So as we stand on the brink of merging our dreamscapes with reality, what ethical considerations must guide this groundbreaking technology? Michael Raduga has given us a fantastic glimpse into a future where lucid dreaming could transform everything from psychological therapy to virtual reality. And how will this intersection of dream and reality shape our experiences and maybe even redefine the limits of human potential? As a lucid dreamer, I found this one particularly exciting, but you've heard from me, you've heard from Michael. Over to you. Are you a lucid dreamer? What do you think of these advances in tech? As always, email techblogwriter@outlook.com, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, just at Neil C. Hughes. But it's time for me to take a nap in my armchair now. Maybe we'll lucid dream, who knows? But I do promise to return to your reality tomorrow and speak directly back into your earballs with another guest. But thanks for listening today. I'll speak with you all again tomorrow.